Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys my whole acne update or my acne routine when I get flare-ups, or yeah, just basically that. I know some of you guys are suffering from maskne. Unfortunately, I don't suffer from maskne because I just always have breakouts over here whether I'm wearing a mask or I'm not wearing a mask. So I do have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my chin. You can't see it right now because I am wearing some makeup, but yeah, so if you guys are interested in seeing how I deal with acne, then just keep watching. So I decided to section off this video into 3 different parts. So first I'm going to talk to you guys about my tips and my triggers. Second, I'm going to be showing you my acne drink, and then the very last part of the video I'm going to be showing you guys my nighttime skincare routine for specifically when I have a lot of breakouts and congestion and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about are my food triggers. So obviously with food triggers, I feel like this is a very personal, like to each their own type of a thing. But I know for my body and my skin, if I cut these out for 2+ weeks straight, like no cheating, no nothing, my skin will for sure improve without a doubt. Even if I have only like 1 pimple, if I cut these out, for sure improve. So if you eat these things even once or twice a week, this could be one of the reasons that you're breaking out. Okay, it's very specific. Are you ready? So first things, hot Cheetos, but my personal favorite, hot fries, but it's basically the same category. I feel like it's the cheese. I don't know, just the type of cheese that they use always makes me break out. Hot fries are my obsession. I used to eat them every day, every other day. Like that was my guilty pleasure snack. Next is gonna be Starbucks syrup. So if you get a plain black coffee or a nitro cold brew, then you're fine, but anything with their syrup, I automatically break out. Classic syrup, vanilla syrup, mocha syrups. You know how a lot of people customize their Starbucks drinks and they're like, oh, 2 pumps of classic or 3 pumps of vanilla, 5 pumps of white mocha. Those types of syrups slash sauces always make me break out. Even if you get a nitro cold brew but then you get it with the foam slash the cold cream on top, the cold cream that they use, because one of my friends used to work at Starbucks and she told me that they add like their vanilla syrup, or even my personal favorite is the cold brew with the pumpkin cream on top. Literally the best drink Starbucks has ever come out with. That makes me break out as well. Not the nitro cold brew itself, but it's the cream that they use because they have this syrup. If I just get like tea or coffee there, then I don't break out. But I would never go to Starbucks to get just plain unsweetened tea or plain black coffee because I can make that at home for like 50 cents, you know what I mean? Which actually comes full circle to the next thing, which is milk slash dairy products. I feel like everybody knows this one. So 2% milk, whole milk, Greek yogurt. Oh, I love Greek yogurt. Frozen yogurt. Oh my god, pink berry is like my all-time favorite thing. Cheese, ironically, actually doesn't make me break out. Like if I eat pasta that's super cheesy, the next day I don't break out. But sour cream, cream cheese. I know I just bought this pumpkin spice cream cheese. It's brand new. It was limited edition. I want to try it. So I'm probably gonna start breaking out tomorrow because I've been eating it back to back, but I just wanted to try it. Sour candy, specifically sour candy. So like gummy worms, what is it, like Sour Patch Kids, like anything that has like the sugar coating on the outside, that is a trigger for me. Like, but for that I always break out around my forehead. So like, if I eat any sort of like really sugary candy, like I break out right here, which is why trolleys are my favorite candy, like candy, but I can't really eat it because I always break out a lot. Like I'll insert a picture right here where my skin was doing okay, and then for my best friend San Diego weekend, she bought me trolleys because she knew that was my favorite candy, and then literally like I was breaking out like so bad. But yeah, I don't want to say chocolate specifically, but like the Keebler Elves cookie, like the chocolate that they use always make me break out. And the reason why I know this is because that's one of my favorite cookies, right? I'm not really a Chips Ahoy person. Like I love the Keebler Elf cookies and I always break out. I feel like it's the chocolate that they use. I wouldn't say chocolate in it itself for me is a trigger personally, but I don't really eat that much chocolate. Like I'm not that type of person to really go grab like a Milky Way or a Snickers. Certain types of chocolates are triggers for me. And then another common thing I feel like a lot of people agree with me on are eggs, even organic eggs. I used to think that if I got organic eggs it would help, but it doesn't. Usually the chickens, non-organic chickens that are producing the eggs, the food that they eat is like filled with hormones to push them to produce more and more eggs. So in turn, when you eat those eggs, you're ingesting those hormones that cause you to break out even more. So when I eat eggs, even like 3 boiled eggs, 2 sunny side up eggs, like I'll always start breaking out here. So if you're on a fitness journey right now and you're trying to integrate more boiled eggs, egg whites, I know a lot of people do that as like a really quick breakfast, and you notice that you're breaking out around your jawline, I would suggest maybe not eating eggs. That's probably one of my top 3 triggers are eggs. It doesn't matter if it's egg white, egg yolk, like you always break out. I mean, I always break out. So I would maybe start cutting down. And then, oh, another thing that I actually forgot is whey. And that one was a real struggle for me because I personally really enjoy drinking whey protein shakes. I like that I can get my protein in really quickly and it's just really easy. And honestly, it tasted really good. Like I personally love the gold standard vanilla whey. Great smoothie mixture, but it would always break me out because of course whey is milk and it's just like concentrated milk, so it's just like, oh my goodness, like my skin was crazy. My booty gains were amazing at the time, but my skin was going crazy, so I had to cut out whey. I tried vegan protein and it's all trash. I've tried every single type, and I can't get on with it. Like it's just disgusting. Pea protein is disgusting. But if you like pea protein, I'm not judging you, I'm just saying like it's not my cup of tea. Going back to the Starbucks one really quick, so I don't know if you guys have seen one of my previous vlogs, but I did buy this caramel macchiato creamer for the coffee, but it was a Starbucks brand and it tasted amazing, but it was breaking me out too. So I thought maybe I could get away with it because I wasn't actually getting like direct syrup from Starbucks, but obviously it's the same company, they probably have the same recipe for their sugars, and that creamer started breaking me out. Ironically, the Coffee Mate French vanilla creamer doesn't make me break out. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So that's what I usually use on a day-to-day basis. That was really unfortunate because even though the Starbucks creamer wasn't made with real milk, I think it was like almond milk or something like that, but because it had the Starbucks sugar in it, it was making me break out. So if you drink Starbucks on a regular and you're noticing that you're breaking out, I would recommend either doing Starbucks no sugar, no sweetener, or just cutting out Starbucks completely. Even the whipped cream, because the whipped cream that they use, they add their vanilla syrup into it, or is it the classic? But even their whipped cream alone, which is delicious, right, they add their Starbucks syrup into it. That's why it tastes so good, that's why it's so sweet. So yeah, so really quick, this is my thing, is these are my food triggers, but I am such a foodie that I would rather eat it and just suffer the consequences, right? Because like you only live once, honestly. Like I'm not gonna deprive myself of everything just for the sake of my skin, but you know, when I feel like I have enough self-control, like I can do it. But yeah, so just me telling you that these are my food triggers, I'm just suggesting if you're willing to do whatever it takes, then cut these out for, give me 2 weeks, like 2 solid weeks. In the first week your skin will already start clearing up, and then by the 14th day your skin will be clear if you are eating these items. If it's another issue, then I can't really help you with that. So I think those are all my food triggers. Alrighty, so just a couple tips. I feel like everyone that suffers with acne has already googled these to death, but I just want to recap it. Let's just have like a little check mark system that make sure you're doing all of these things, because I don't know about you guys, but when you suffer with acne, you're willing to do whatever it takes. You're willing to make any little adjustments to help your skin. So here we go, let's go. The first thing, I highly recommend changing your pillowcases every week. Not every 2 weeks, but every week. A lot of people don't wash their hair every day now. Like it's very uncommon to hear somebody wash their hair every day. And just imagine like all the oil and the dirt on your pillow. And if you only, let's say, wash your hair once every 3 days and you're sleeping on that, so that's really dirty as well. Every time you do laundry, just throw in your pillowcase. It literally takes what, like an hour to wash that. And then if you have obviously multiple pillowcases, then you can just change it out really quick. I feel like most people just don't think about changing their pillowcases that often. It just doesn't come to mind, but start doing that. Second is to make sure you get all your makeup off, and I mean all of your makeup off. Especially people are saying they're breaking out right here. I feel like this area underneath your jaw, like a lot of people wash their face right here, but when you wash your face, a lot of people don't drag the cleanser down on your neck area, and I highly recommend doing that. Even just getting a cotton pad with some Bioderma or whatever micellar water that you're using, and make sure you're getting underneath your jawline. You'd be surprised how much makeup is left under here. Another thing is cleaning your sponge, like your daily makeup sponge, daily. I I think sponges should be cleansed on a daily, and then your makeup brushes, if you're using any sort of liquids or creams, I would recommend cleaning those every night or every other night. I know a lot of people reuse the same like foundation brush for the whole week, like they clean it once a week. It just makes your makeup perform better, and then you don't have as much bacteria because of like the wet. Oh, another thing that helped me is to exfoliate regularly, but don't use like sugar scrubs on your face because you can do like micro tears on your pores and stuff like that. I recommend using a chemical exfoliator just because your skin can renew and replenish a lot quicker when you have like those acids, and just chemical exfoliants I feel like can penetrate deep under your skin, because a lot of reasons why you break out is because it's a lot of congestion. For me personally, and you'll see later in the video with my skincare routine, I've been using a glycolic acid every single night. Some people's skin might be too sensitive to use a glycolic acid every single night, but for my skin, like, it's very resilient. I can take a lot of things. I've suffered with acne for so long, so my skin can handle that. If your skin isn't strong enough and it's still pretty sensitive, I would recommend just kind of easing into it. Maybe like try 2 to 3 times a week and try integrating a chemical exfoliator. But yeah, so I like to chemically exfoliate my skin every night, and it's really been enjoying it. As you can see, like, my skin is looking pretty good. Again, I am wearing makeup though, so let's just clarify that. Another tip I feel like a lot of people overlook is when you take a shower, to wash your face when you come out of the shower, or if you're washing your face, cleanse your face as the last step. Because if you wash your face in the very beginning and then hop into the shower, and when you're like shampooing or conditioning your hair, all of the oil and dirt that was on your scalp is falling on top of your face. So I do recommend washing your face at the very end of your shower, or don't wash your face until you get out of the shower is my preference. But you can take off your makeup before you get into the shower, but I do recommend washing your face at the very last step of your whole like bathing routine. If you have a reusable mask, I actually recommend washing that every 2 days. If you wear makeup, then washing it every day, or just having like a couple masks on rotation, especially now, like, we've been in quarantine for what, like 8 to 9 months, so I have accumulated a lot of masks, especially reusable ones. I probably have over 10 masks. So on days that I wear makeup, I only wear that mask once. The moment I see makeup residue, I throw it in the hamper, and then for the next day I pop up a new one. I know some people like reuse their masks like one every 3 to 4 days, and that's just like no. And then going along with the changing of the pillowcases, I actually do recommend when you go to sleep to either put your hair in a bun or a ponytail. If you have long hair, if you have short hair, maybe you don't need to do this, but because I have long hair and I don't wash my hair every single day, so it is oily. So when I sleep, I actually like to put my hair in a ponytail, just because when you have long hair and you're sleeping, it just kind of like, you know, you don't know what you're doing while you're sleeping, so it just like rubs all over your face. So I feel like it's a good measure to just tie your hair up so then when you're sleeping, it just stays like this. I highly recommend getting a slip hair tie because it doesn't like crease your hair, doesn't have any knots. So if you're worried about like indentation from a hair tie and stuff like that, I recommend getting the slip hair ties, especially during this 4 VIB sale, 20% off. Oh, and then the last and most important tip, if you are not wearing sunscreen every single day, you should. You really should. Sunscreen isn't just to help like fight free radicals and get rid of wrinkles and stuff like that. Sunscreen really does help with hyperpigmentation in general, because think about this. If you have an acne scar and it's dark, so hyperpigmentation, right? And you don't wear sunscreen, you really don't think the sun is just gonna keep making it darker, because it's just gonna continually tan it. So I highly recommend wearing sunscreen every single day, because especially if you suffer with acne scars, because sunlight mixed with acne scars is just gonna make it worse. It's gonna make it darker, it's gonna make it harder for it to go away. So yeah. And then lastly, jumping onto the sunscreen thing, double check your sunscreen too, because not all sunscreens are the same. And I don't mean that by like ingredient wise, because that's obvious. I'm saying is I have a few sunscreens that I really enjoy the texture of. It feels good on my skin, but I've noticed they've made me break out, which I'll talk more about in my skincare routine. But for example, the Tula sunscreen, I love and adore the texture, the scent, the feeling. It looks great under makeup, but I notice when I wear the Tula sunscreen, it does make me break out. So just because your skin likes it doesn't mean it works well. So I would really just relook at all the products in your routine. Maybe something is low-key triggering some acne on your skin as well. That's something to look into. Alrighty, so the most important part, the one that we've all been waiting for, is my acne drink. So let me just give you a little intro to my acne drink, and then if you want to just fast forward, I'll put timestamps for the actual recipe. So basically how I started getting into drinking apple cider vinegar water was honestly because I was trying to lose weight, and a lot of people said that apple cider vinegar was a very good fat burner. But then I actually started looking more into it, and apple cider vinegar is super good for your skin. It helps not only your skin but your digestive system, your liver, everything, right? Like, it's just a great overall cleanser. So I remember the basic recipe was maple syrup, lemon, apple cider vinegar, right? Like, that was it. Like, people would take apple cider vinegar shots, blah blah blah. The way that the recipe is online, it just I didn't enjoy it. Like, drinking it was like hard, right? And then I created my perfect recipe. I really recommend you trying it if you're trying to get into apple cider vinegar water. If you like drinking kombucha, then you're gonna love this, but I personally don't enjoy drinking kombucha. I don't like that carbonation that kombucha has. Like, it's very similar to beer, and I'm just not a fan of beer. Like, I don't drink beer. If you're trying to integrate drinking apple cider vinegar into your system, just not even for your skin but overall body health as well, I highly recommend drinking this. And then just speaking like from a woman's standpoint, if you drink this every day, like your area down there, apple cider vinegar water essentially is like taking a probiotic. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you take probiotics, it really just helps everything down there. It makes it very healthy, smelling good, smelling fresh. I don't know if that was a little too TMI, but like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, we're girls to girls here. This isn't even just a game changer for your skin, but also just like your reproductive area. Like, it just like sorts everything out. My stomach, my skin, everything. So the way I created my recipe is that I would just like add things, mix things. I've done a lot of trial and error with measurements, ratios, stuff like that. Maybe adding some sparkling water, some Pellegrino, and seeing if that would change it, or if I would add like pomegranate juice, orange juice, grapefruit, lime. Like, I was testing a lot of different methods, but this is my favorite way to drink it. And a lot of people also say like your skin shows like basically what you eat. So obviously, like, if you eat bad, like your skin shows it. So I started thinking, if I started drinking apple cider vinegar water, will my skin get better? And then lo and behold, it did. I've been very consistent with it for the last 3 weeks now, so that's why my skin is actually looking decent. So let's just jump straight into the recipe. Oh wait, what's your name again? Wayne?
Just another night, I was feeling fine. Insane, playing bye bye bye. Then we finally kissed, I was like, oh. Boy, I had to try, I can't even lie. Didn't really think you changed my mind, but what can you do? I guess I needed to. Yeah, I'm feeling really into you. It's not like I wanted to, but I just wanna be with you tonight. You were like, hello, 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 and I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm used to flying solo, solo, solo. I'm in trouble now, I'm in trouble now. Now I'm singing like, ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. No, I don't wanna fight what I feel. For the first time it feels so real. Take a part, take a part, take a part of me. Take my heart, make it ours, we can let it be. Hold me in your arms and make me feel like I'm the only one. 'Cause I just need to be with you tonight. You were like, hello, hello.
Alrighty guys, so now we are in my bathroom and I'm going to show you my nighttime skincare routine, specifically for when my skin is just going crazy, when I'm getting an acne flare-up or whatever. So I am wearing a little bit of makeup, so we are going to take off the makeup first. So of course, as always, you need to tie up your hair. So I'm going to first use an oil cleanser, but I also use a cleansing balm and stuff like that. But if you guys obviously don't wear makeup, then you can just skip this step completely. Or if you have your own makeup removing routine, just stick to that. This is just how I've been taking off my makeup. And then always remember to get your chin area. Like, I feel like the reason why I break out on my jawline is because this is where I stop with the foundation. I feel like my pores get clogged underneath my chin too. And then just to make sure that I get all the makeup residue off, I also like to use a makeup eraser. So you can use the makeup eraser, face halo. If you don't have either of these, you can use Bioderma. I also use Bioderma as well. It just depends on what I feel like doing. but recently I've been liking to use my makeup eraser. I got this one last year during the holidays. That's why it has like, I think it's a skiing sloth. Oh, it's like a festive sloth. But just make sure you get all the residual makeup off, like even like right over here. Just make sure. Alrighty, so now we're gonna double cleanse. So I like to use a really gentle cleanser. I also like the Youth to the People cleanser, just any really gentle cleanser. This one is by the brand, I think it's pronounced Wildcat. They sell it at Credo. It's 100% natural, and it's just like your typical gel cleanser. We're just gonna lather it. And then just pat the skin dry. So then after I pat my skin dry, I actually like to do a face mask. So the face mask that I've been using for the last, well, I've been using this for a while now, but just specifically the last 2 weeks to get my skin like this. Oh, so this is my skin without any makeup. So I still have a lot of scarring right here, and I do have some active breakouts like right on my jaw right here, but for the most part it's just hyperpigmentation. Almost, I don't have any active breakouts on my forehead or anything like that. So yeah, but anyway, so this is the mask that I've been using. You can buy this off Amazon. I think you can buy this at Whole Foods or Sprouts, I believe, but I did just buy this off Amazon. So you can see I've almost used it up. This is probably what, like 25% left. But so what I like to do is just to take, so I have this little mixing bowl. I also bought this off of Amazon, and I just take about 2 spoonfuls of the clay. So with this concoction, you can either mix it in with like a diluted version of green tea and apple cider vinegar, like the raw organic one, or I actually like to mix it in with either my Fenty toner, because I don't use this for actual toner or serum, but I actually do enjoy using this as a mixer for my mask, because there is witch hazel in this and there is niacinamide in this as well. Yeah, so there's actually a lot of good ingredients in this one too, but for some reason my skin as just a toner, it didn't, I don't know, I wouldn't say it made me break out, but I didn't really like it. But as a mixer, I actually enjoy this. And then recently I've been using this one, so I'm almost out of it, if you can see that. So first, hear me out. I don't use this as a toner. I got this as a Christmas present from one of my friends. Instead of wasting it or throwing away, I was like, oh wait, instead of just using water with the clay powder, I actually use the beauty water in here. There's like rose water in here, and I think there's like glycerin too. There's like a mix of things. I can find the ingredients list. Oh wow, so we're gonna use all this up. Okay, so just take any mixer that you want. The important part is the clay. You just want any type of clay mask. And then if you want to be a little bit extra, you can also add some serums into this too. So you can add a vitamin C serum. I like to use the Glossier serums only because the Glossier serums I feel like don't really do anything for my skin. And obviously I don't want to throw this away. So to repurpose products that don't hurt me, but I don't feel like they super helped me, I actually like to add them into stuff like this, like my mask and stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I love trying new products, and sometimes things don't work out or they don't do anything for me, but obviously I can't return it. So instead I like to repurpose them in different ways. So this is what the mask looks like. It's like a relatively thick to thin consistency like this, and then I literally just apply this onto my face, focusing it on my, obviously my jawline, which is like my problem area. For masks like this, a lot of people just use water, but I personally find water dehydrates my skin. Like using tap water dehydrates my skin even more, if anything. And I like using just different types of toners, but like gentle toners, like stuff like this, mixing it in. I also actually really enjoy mixing it in with a vitamin C serum. So same concept is that I repurpose this alone on my skin didn't really like it, but when I mix this into my mask, oof, it was like another level. Like I felt like my skin was brighter. I basically turned it into like a detoxifying brightening mask, because you have the vitamin C serum and then you also have the Moroccan clay, which draws out the impurities in your skin. And then I actually break out a lot on my eyebrow too, so like this little area right here, oh my gosh. And then a lot of people tell me that they have maskne, and I'm like, guys, I don't suffer from acne because I just always break out on my chin, so it's really just the same for me. And then I let this sit for about 15 minutes or so, basically when it turns from this color to a lighter brown, when it's completely dry. So I'm just gonna let this dry for a little bit, and then we'll come back and do the rest of my skincare routine. Alrighty, so my mask is fully dry, as you can see, so we're gonna wash it off with some warm water. Alrighty, so again, just pat dry your skin. Okay, so this part I feel like people might differ on, but like I said, this is just my acne nighttime skincare routine. So this has been my skincare routine for the last 2 weeks specifically. Normally, because again, like I'm a product junkie, so I just love trying new things, mixing different combinations, but because my skin, when my flare-ups get really bad, I just stay consistent. And you're probably thinking, well Maggie, why don't you just stay consistent all the time and then you won't have these problems? Well, this is the problem when you just love to try new skincare products. You can't do that. I can't do that. So the next step is toner. So I've been using the old Henriksen Glow 2.0 Dark Spot Toner. Basically any toner that has like glycolic acid in it, AHA with BHA or whatever. It's just basically a chemical exfoliating toner. So I also have the Ren one as well. And then I actually just finished the ordinary one. You can see it's super empty. Well, there's like a little bit left, but it's basically empty. So I just finished this one. Again, like I said, just any toner with some glycolic acid in it is my recommendation. I just find that it really helps to smooth out my skin, because right over here by my cheeks is where I get a lot of dryness and a lot of texture. Well, obviously I have a lot of texture on my skin, but I just put this everywhere, and I like to use the reusable bamboo cloths. I've had acne for a really long time, so my skin can handle it. I know some people, their skin might be a little bit too sensitive to be using a glycolic acid toner every single night, but for me, my skin can handle it and my skin loves it, so that's what I've been doing. Also, since I do break out around my jawline, just to make sure you get under, and then I get very congested right over here, so I like to focus it, especially right there. And then my skin does get a little bit red, but that's just what happens when you rub it and you're using an acid toner anyways. So I'm just gonna let that soak in for a little bit. So this part is optional, but I do like to use this. So I like the Indie Lee CoQ10 toner, but you can also just use any type of mist. But like I said, since we just use a glycolic toner, so your skin is very exposed, it's very sensitive. You basically kind of did like a chemical peel in a way, but obviously a much lighter version of that. So I just like to calm my skin down a little bit. So you can use the Evian spray. I have the Caudalie grape water, and then I've been using the Indie Lee CoQ10 toner. This was a birthday gift, but I've gone through 2 bottles of these, so this is technically my 3rd bottle. I really enjoy using this. I like to use this on days where I use retinols as well. Oh, another major thing that's really small, but I feel like, I don't know, especially with the whole 10-step skincare routine, people don't allow enough time for each individual product to fully sink into your skin and absorb. I feel like, at least for me, I used to just get so product happy, so I would just put on toner, wait maybe what, like 15 seconds, put on a serum, another 15 seconds, and then moisturizer. But what really changed the game for me is giving ample amount of time for everything to soak in. So after I do the glycolic toner, I let it dry a little bit, and then I use just whatever kind of like alleviating spray. So whether it's like Evian water or if it's the CoQ10 toner, let that sink in a little bit. And then after we let the mist sink in, before we apply the serum, I actually like to apply an essence. So I've been using the Hada Labo essence. So really quick story. I used to use this all the time when I was, I think, a freshman in college or a senior in high school. This is when like Japanese and Korean skincare were really like coming up, but I stopped using this because I found out there were parabens in it, and of course I was like, oh my god, no parabens, blah blah blah, right? But my skin actually loves this. So the reason why I started using this again was, one, because my Tatcha essence was running out, so I designated my Tatcha essence to purely use it in the morning time. And I didn't feel like my Tatcha essence was really helping my acne. It wasn't making it worse, but I didn't find it helping my acne. So I wanted to change it up and try something. And I remembered when I was in college, yes, I had pimples, but my pimples were never this bad. So I was thinking back to what were the products that I was using in college, right? And then this came up, and I totally remembered how much, like, I really enjoyed this. So I thought, you know what, screw parabens, I'm just gonna give this a go. If you're really anti-parabens, then you don't need to use this, but I'm just being honest with you, this is what I use and it works. But I take a couple drops of this and then I pat it into my skin. So this is really nice because it has hyaluronic acid in it, and that's the #1 reason why I got it, because my skin had been very dry recently. Even in the summertime too, my skin has just been super dry, and I noticed when I've been using this, the texture on my skin has gotten so much better. My skin is more hydrated, it's not as dry, like products seem to absorb better, and I feel like that has to do with the hyaluronic acid that is in here. And then after that, this has been my secret weapon. So this is super affordable. It is the ordinary niacinamide. It's the one with 10% niacinamide and 1% zinc. I think they do have another one of these. Maybe the percentage is lower, or maybe that's the lactic acid. I don't know, but I've been using this morning and nighttime after my toner. And I don't use the glycolic toner in the mornings anymore. I only use it at nighttime. Before I use it morning and night, but just at nighttime. And then I take a full pump of this, and then I just apply it everywhere. So I pat it in first, and then I even put it on the spots that I break out, so between my eyebrows. I use this, so let's say 7 days out of the week, I'll use this 5 to 6. And then on other nights where I try to change it up a little bit, I've actually been using the ordinary lactic acid 10%. So the reason why I bought this one is because the Good Genes one, I ran out of it, and it's just so expensive, so I wanted to give the ordinary one a go. And I do like it. It's not as good as the Good Genes one. I'm gonna replenish and buy another Good Genes one. The Sunday Riley Good Genes ones, I'm sorry if I didn't clarify. The Sunday Riley Good Genes one is my all-time favorite holy grail lactic acid treatment, but very expensive. I'm just gonna wait until the Sephora sale since it's coming up, so I wanted to try a different lactic acid. I do enjoy this one. I would say this one is a lot lighter. The Good Genes one, you do feel that tingling sensation, and I personally like it. I know some people are very sensitive to that. They feel like their face is burning and stuff, but not me. My skin is resilient. We've gone through so much together. Do you see these battle scars? So anyways, I've been using the niacinamide treatment morning and nighttime after my toner, always. So let that fully sink in. And then obviously my face is still pretty raw from the glycolic toner, so what I want to do is calm my skin. So after the niacinamide serum, so that's gonna just help with all the acne and the congestion, I've been loving this Great Barrier Relief Serum. I've seen so many people use this. The ingredients are amazing. And if you don't trust me, Hiram on YouTube totally recommends this one as well. But this one is so calming. This one has ceramides in it, so it helps keep like the moisture in your skin. It also has niacinamide. I think it has sunflower oil, I believe. Yeah, oh, safflower oil. And then there's vitamin B and rosehip oil, which are all great calming ingredients. And then after I let the Great Barrier Relief soak in, I've been using the OC Atmosphere Protection Cream. This again is 100% natural. I just take one pump because I don't need that much moisturizer because we're gonna use a face oil as well. So it's just very calming. My skin is pretty sensitive right now, so always make sure to use an SPF in the morning. I always wear SPF every single day. And that's another thing that I feel like people need to look into is the right sunscreen. And I'm not even talking about sunscreens that leave a greasy residue or stuff like that. Let me show you all my sunscreens. Okay, so these are all the sunscreens that I have. I have one from Krave Beauty, but this is a chemical sunscreen. And then I have the Supergoop Glow Screen. I also have the Elta MD, which is my favorite. If you have acne, I highly recommend this one. Super light, great under makeup, just it's amazing. And then I have the Suntegrity, but this is a tinted sunscreen, so it's kind of like makeup, but I really enjoy this brand as well. And then I have the Tula one. Okay, so first let me just tell you, I bought this because of Whitney Simmons, of course. The texture of this, the way it smells, everything, it's really nice. It wears very well under makeup. However, I don't know why, but I find when I use this, I break out. Like I don't know why, because I love the way it feels on my skin. I really enjoy the way it looks, the way it feels, but every single time I use this, the next day I have a pimple and I can't do it anymore. Like I just can't. Which, really quick, this is a random side tangent, but I bought the sunscreen with their acne treatment. It's their acne spot treatment. It's called Go Away. So this is what the packaging looks like. Oh my gosh, this, I've tried so many spot treatments. I hate this. Like I really hate this because I've given this so many chances, and I mean so many chances because I have so many pimples. There's a lot of chances, okay? And every single time I use this, it makes my pimples worse. like actually worse. Let's say I have a small pimple, right? If I use this, it turns into a deep red pimple. I've tested it on whiteheads, like just everything, and it just sucks. I regret buying this. I can't even fathom how bad this spot treatment is. Maybe it works for some people. Maybe Whitney Simmons loves this, but for my skin, I hated it. But anyway, so going back to my tangent is that if your skincare is solid, but also maybe like at the aftermath, so the sunscreen after, maybe a facial oil, or maybe even your makeup primer, those things could be causing you to break out as well. So I would definitely look into that. And then the last step is oils. So I have a lot of facial oils. I have over 10 facial oils. I'm a facial oil junkie, but right now what I've been using is just these two. So I either use the rosehip seed oil, so just use any type of rosehip oil, just make sure it's pure and it's clean. Or I've been using the herbivore emerald oil. Do you see how like it's almost half gone? I'm just gonna use the herbivore one. It doesn't matter, both of them are very hydrating, very soothing. But because obviously I suffer with some redness, so I like to use this one because of the CBD in it. And then I just pat it into my skin. And then the very last step is, I don't know why, okay, obviously you see this, it's a jade roller. We're gonna drain the lymphatic system. I feel like when I drain my lymphatic system, it helps clear up my skin. I don't know if it's just like pushing away like all the toxins or what, but I highly recommend just adding this into your routine if you haven't already. You don't need to spend money and buy a jade roller. You can use a spoon if you want. Just make sure there's enough facial oil on the spoon just so it glides along. You can also just use your hands. That one's actually really nice too. You can just get like a bag of ice or get really cold water, dunk your hands in so your hands are really cold, and just like give yourself like a facial massage. That's fine too. But I just find that when I use a facial roller as well, I feel like my skin improves. Like it really does. I don't know if it's just brighter because again, like you're just draining everything, but it works. My skin is getting a lot better than it was, like especially with the before and after pictures. Like you guys saw my skin, like it was like disgustingly bad. It's like to the point of like when I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, oh god, I don't even want to look at myself. I probably will never ever have full clear skin, and you know what, that's okay. That is a-okay. Alrighty, and then the two last things, these aren't necessary at all, but I thought I would just share them just to be honest. So I have two laser lights. I have one by the brand Foreo. So this one is more for like deep pimples. If you have like those red ones, like the ones that I get on my jawline are like the deep hard red ones. This one's really good. It has like the blue light in it and it just kind of targets it. Do you see like those 4 little lines? And you literally just put it like that, and then yeah. This one I don't feel like does anything for whiteheads or anything that like blackheads or anything. This one I find is better for the deep red ones where it's like hard. If you have acne, you understand what I'm talking about. And I basically just does this for maybe like 60 seconds, and I probably do around 3 rounds per spot that I have. But to be honest, like I'm not super consistent with these. It really just depends on my night. Like sometimes I honestly forget to use these, so I won't say that these are necessary. Usually I do this in bed, like while I'm watching Netflix or something like that. Time goes by super fast when you're watching TV. So instead of just sitting there doing nothing, I can be, you know, fighting acne while I'm watching Netflix. And then if you want to be super extra, I got this for Christmas, I think maybe two to 3 years ago. So this is the Skin Ink Tri-Light. I honestly don't know if they sell this anymore, but I actually do really enjoy using this. I find that when I do use this, I feel like my skin is a lot brighter. It just looks a lot more even, but do not quote me on this. This is just from my experience. So this one has like the 3 light settings. So I honestly do all 3. So like I said, I'll just be sitting, I'll be watching a show, and then my major problem area is my chin. So I usually just like focus it on my chin. I'll literally just be sitting by the TV, holding my wrist, and just going like this. You're supposed to touch this metal part with your skin, but I don't like to. I don't know if that defeats the purpose, but I still see results. So I'll just literally just put it everywhere. I'll probably do like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, and then maybe like 5 minutes on my forehead, and then I'll change it and do the same thing. I'll do 5 minutes on each side. So the blue light helps kill acne, and then the red and the yellow I feel like helps with like wrinkles or something like that, or just helps with overall complexion. So then I'll literally just be moving it like this. But again, you don't need these. These are just a little bit extra because I know when I'm struggling with acne, I'm willing to spend whatever it takes. Even if it's a small adjustment, like, I'm willing to spend. So yeah, so that is my acne skincare routine. And then let me just run through my morning routine. So my morning routine is pretty much the same, just use a gentle cleanser. I've been using the Wildcat cleanser. And then after that, I use a toner as well, but I actually use a lighter toner, so no glycolic. So I've been really liking the fermented rice toner by 100% Pure. It's really good for brightening your skin, and obviously I need brightening on my skin. Or I actually really do like the Thayer's facial toner. This one's good as well, especially if you suffer with breakouts. I know some people, witch hazel is a little bit too strong, but like I said again, my skin is very resilient, so I can use very strong things. But this one doesn't burn or anything like that, so this is good for acne. But I've been using both of these. And then after my toner, I've been using the same thing. So I've been using the Hada Labo Essence, and then I use the niacinamide as well. And then in the mornings, I've just been using my Indie Lee oil-free face cream, active oil-free moisturizer. I don't love this, but I want to use it up, so I'm using it. But it's not great, but it is a very light moisturizer. So I've been religiously not using new products and just using those products for the past 2 weeks, and my skin has gotten so much better. Like, you might not be able to tell, but trust me, I look at my face every single day and it is so much better. So this is my nighttime skincare routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here, I'll give you guys like a close-up. So obviously you can see all the scarring, but in terms of active breakouts, it's actually doing pretty well. See this discoloration? It's flat. Like if you touch it and your eyes were closed, you would literally think you're just touching regular skin. But in general, my skin is looking really good. Like, oh my god. And then even on my eyebrow area, I had like 4 pimples. Like I literally had like a diamond right here, and it's all gone. So yeah, I'm really happy with the status of my skin right now. Alright guys, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I know a lot of you guys have been telling me you've been struggling with acne because of maskne, and I hope this helps. Honestly, with acne, you just have to be patient, and it's probably one of the hardest things for me to learn, because we're always just looking at ourselves in our mirror and our phone, and we just see all these problem areas, and you just really need to be patient. Just give me 2 weeks. 2 weeks of either the acne drink and cutting out food triggers. If you have known food triggers, just cut them out. Just be consistent about it and patient, and trust me, you will see results. So as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps support my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.